I am Lisa, and I live in Austin, Texas.
And you were telling me about a program that I never heard about before. It has to do with postcards in Texas. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, there's two different things. Well, actually, there's several different things. But postcard activism is definitely kind of the new, maybe returning to the old, but it's kind of the new thing that we've been all doing because it's great for introverts, but it also is less intrusive to people. And there have been some studies done that have shown that it actually gives as much of a bump as knocking on the doors. The group that we're at tonight is Indivisible Rosedale Huddle, and our goal is to write 20,000 postcards to people in our congressional district, Texas 10, before the November elections. They'll be mailed out in October of 2020, and we're trying to write 20,000 of them, and we've apparently done like 3,500 or something at this point. Yeah. Handwritten, to be personal and, go straight to hopefully the heart.
What do you say on something like that to make it effective to do what you want to do?
Well, so Rosedales are targeting low voter turnout areas, and we're saying your vote is important. It has superpowers because you're in a low voter turnout area, and we're trying to flip our district and get somebody who will actually care about us and listen to what we have to say for a change. Mm-hmm. And then we're also letting them know about the date of the election and saying vote early or show up on November. I've written it like 400 or 500 times now.
We can look it up on the internet.
Sure. You're right. The other group, though, is postcards-to-voters.org, and that's a national group. And I do that as well. And they're writing for campaigns all over the country, as small as like school board elections, all the way up to congressional districts and state things. And there's tens of thousands of people. It's at least 20,000 people writing around the country for this. Somebody named Tony the Democrat runs it, and he's a software guy in Georgia. He created it maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it's a little army. They call themselves Sharpie Warriors.
Wow.
And you feel really powerful because you feel like each postcard you send might mean a vote. And so it's something, people talk about how it's very therapeutic because when the news is horrible, you can sit down and you can write 5 postcards and you can feel like you're making a difference and you're reaching out to a person. And you pay for the stamp and the postcard, and they send you addresses, and we write to like essential voter or valued voter or rock star voter. We don't have names, we just have addresses. And a lot of people make them really beautiful and crafty, and then some of them are just really personal and just handwritten and simple, and all of them are great. It's all awesome.
So if we want her to get involved in any of that, do we just go to that website? What's the right way to do this?
Yes, postcards-to-voters.org, which is the national one. If you go to the website, there's instructions on how to join. All you do is you take a picture of a postcard that they send you instructions for. Mm-hmm. You write. That's the other thing. They give you absolute specific instructions on what to write, so you don't have to create it. Mm-hmm. And then they approve you as a writer. And once you're approved as a writer, you can ask for as many addresses for any campaign that you want to at any time. Even at midnight. You can text for them, or they have a Facebook interface, and you can send an email. There's lots of ways to get addresses.
Okay.
Oh, and Texas 10, this is Rosedale Huddle, Indivisible Rosedale Huddle's project. Indivisible Rosedale Huddle has a Facebook page, and so that's publicly accessible. And you can contact us, and you can write postcards at home, but we also have a postcard event once a month. Is what we're doing, and currently we're doing it at Brentwood Social House on Koenig on a Friday evening once a month.
All right, maybe I'll have to get this episode up sooner rather than later. And so other people listening, even if they're not in Travis County, they could start up something similar in their counties, right?
Absolutely. I think that postcards all around the country have really taken off as a powerful tool. And I know in the midterms last year in 2018, Travis County Democratic Party wrote, how many was it? I think it was like 100,000 handwritten postcards that were sent out to a lot of different areas around the county, and all of them had targeted messages, but they were like gun sense and Supreme Court and all the reasons to not support the Trump agenda. They had an immigration one, and so we were all just kind of writing to those points.
All right, well, thank you for that information, Lisa.
Sure.